Hi, it's Oliver Mann here, and I wanted to record a video for you about the concept of lifestyle design. And this is especially for you if you are a coach who's selling a group coaching program. Usually these are high ticket programs like 5K plus. And what's interesting with that is people like you often have had then a drive towards making a lot of money, right? So usually going from a one-on-one coaching business to a one-to-many, and seeing a big growth in the revenue, right? And massive in profit as well. So what's interesting for me is that I've spoken to quite a few people who are in that world. And what is the theme at the moment seems to be that there's a loss of life, the loss of reason why. And there's such a drive towards, let's just make more money, make more money, make more money. Now I'm completely for doing that, but it has to come at, there has to be a balance, right? And that balance comes from having a few elements in place in your life. So if you only focus on the business part, but you don't focus on the personal development part, what you end up is a business that's kind of out of skew, right? So you need to get some kind of alignment on personal development. But at the same time, it's very difficult to work on personal development if you feel that your business is suffering. So what I want to propose for you, and I want to give you some suggestions on this, is to start thinking about your business in 3 different steps now. So look at it from a perspective of phase 1, where what you need to do is get yourself through to a point where you have increased cash flow, because not cash flow as in the sense of just making more money, but looking at your numbers, making sure that everything is working right. So you're making the right kind of money and not spending it in the wrong places. And the reason why this is important is because that gives you freedom of mind, right? It gives you that sense of peace of knowing that, okay, my business is working. I'm on track with everything. I know how my numbers are. I know where the money is coming in. And the reason why this is important is because it's virtually impossible to plan for the future and build a stable business going forwards if what you're doing all the time is trying to figure out how to make money for the next month or to pay your staff for the next month. Right? It's just an incongruent way of thinking. So before you start planning long term, you need to have your base in place. And that stability comes a lot of the time only from knowledge. So people who know their numbers, even though their numbers might not be perfect, at least know what's going on. A lot of the time when we're stressing out just because we don't know. So that's phase 1. And then once you've got that in place, you can go into phase 2, where you start looking at the longer term future. You're looking at basically how can I work on processes and systems and start getting my business ready to be scaled. A lot of that comes down to things like looking at the business as something separate to yourself. Right? Instead of it being my own brand, my own thing, you go, well, this is bigger than me because I want to have people working for me, so I can start separating myself and I can start getting more time, because that's really what we came in here for, right? At least I did, you know? When I started working online, it was based on the Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week. I wanted to work less, not more. But then after a while, I realized it's not always like that, right? So the point here in phase 2 is to start pulling back, getting more and more outsourced so that you can start basically leveraging what you've built. And then the final phase, 3rd phase for me, is about really pushing out the idea of lifestyle design. That means you've put all the systems in place, you've got your cash flow in order, and now you can start really letting go, but also leveraging a lot of the work that you've put in the course materials that you've made, and start thinking more about diversifying, because you've got everything in place. So you've got a business structure that's working and is solid and stable. Once that's in place, then you can start diversifying. I would never recommend anybody in the beginning to start focusing on different things. Keep it focused in the beginning. Once you've got a solid foundation, then you can start looking at other ways of running your business that will give you more leverage, okay? So that means phase 1, short-term focus, bring in cash and have knowledge of numbers. Phase number 2, start building for the future and looking at systems and processes. And phase 3 is where you start really leveraging all the stuff that you built up in phase 1 and phase 2 and start pushing for lifestyle design and building the life that you wanted right from the beginning. So I hope this has been a useful video for you. If you've got any questions, any comments, just drop a message in below. Would love to hear what phase you feel that you are in, or which phase that you find is the most difficult. Thank you very much.